Welcome to Meet the Musicians, powered in part by Classic of Denton. The views and opinions expressed by the show hosts and their guests are those of the show host and guests, and not necessarily those of the sponsors, DentonRadio.com, or the Denton Convention and Visitors Bureau. For more information, visit the Policies and Procedures page at DentonRadio.com. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Meet the Musicians. Today we have one of my favorites around Denton. You may know him as the leader of the Songwriters Guild, one of the best songwriters in town. I also know him as Matt Grigsby. How's it going, man?
It's going really well. Thanks for having me on.
Good. Well, we're going to get to have a performance from you here in a little bit. So everybody stick around for that, 'cause I'm super excited about it. But we had a specific reason to talk with you today because you've got a pretty big project coming up.
That's right.
Let's see, we're pre-recording this, but this is going to go out on Thursday. It'll be the next day that this launches. We're talking about the Denton Folk Festival.
That's right, Denton Folk Festival. Yep. Starts Friday at 5 p.m., and this is the first year we have 3 days of a folk festival.
Wow.
So 3 days of music. And I'm really excited. This is, especially after last year where the weather was so bad, but it's looking like the weather's just going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
Especially Sunday, it's looking like the high is going to be like 80.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, we might have to bring a sweater.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
I love it. Well, very cool, man. So let's talk a little bit about the Folk Festival. You said this is the third
annual folk festival.
Very cool.
Yep.
And there's a special edition this year that you've not had in previous years. But before we go into that, give everybody just sort of the 30,000-foot flyover of what the Folk Festival is and what they can expect when they go and check it out.
Okay. We stay pretty loyal to the folk genre. So, your first 2 days and the first 2 years of the fest focus on folk, Americana, and bluegrass that you would expect at a folk festival.
Sure.
And we've stayed with a lot of our locals, favorite locals. We've got the Boxcar Bandits, we've got Levi Cobb with the Big Smoke in there. We've got Joe Pat Hennon, those kind of people, and we start Saturday.
Lineup.
Yeah, and we start Saturday with the children's show. So we try to get everybody involved. If you're not, bring people that aren't normally out there in the live music scene. Mm-hmm. And Polly Maynard's going to do a children's show and
Very
a costume contest, and they're going to have like a kids open mic.
Oh,
We're going to have a face painter and some balloon animals.
I love it.
I'm going to get a giraffe. I will.
Perfect. So for anybody that doesn't know, if they're not, if they're listening to top 40 music exclusively, they may not even know what folk music is. So what's a good definition for folk music?
All right, it's traditional, rootsy, folk music. If you think of if you hear banjos run away kind of sound. Okay. I guess that's more bluegrass, but everybody's the bluegrass sound. But then also that Americana, Bruce Springsteen, Neil Young kind of sound, and then old like traditional folk is like Woody Guthrie and early Bob Dylan, that kind of sound. It really focuses on the songwriting, and the message, but it could be also energetic, fun music. So we're gonna have a lot of different variations. So the Boxcar Bandits are upbeat, fun. They call it skunk grass. And then on the same day, we're gonna have Josh Halverson, who is an award-winning Americana songwriter and a finalist on The Voice,
which is very cool.
It is very cool. So,
I've always considered folk music to be almost synonymous with indie music, in that indie music could be anything. Yeah. But that when you really dive deep into indie scenes, you find a lot of great folk music.
It's true.
And that there's almost a community aspect or an eclectic aspect to folk, where when you find musicians gathering together in an area, usually you're going to find great folk music. Would you say that's a fair assumption?
Yeah, I think so. And I think it fits the indie thing because it can easily be such a DIY genre of music. You don't need a lot of equipment. You don't need a lot of technology. You need, a banjo and a bottle of moonshine, and you're good.
I love it. Banjo and a bottle of moonshine. That would be a good album title. Banjo and a bottle of moonshine. I
Banjo
like
and a bottle of moonshine.
So where's this going to be located?
All right, we're going to be at Backyard on Bell this year.
Love it.
Yes.
Great venue for that.
It is a great
very,
venue,
very
especially
cool.
when the weather's nice.
Yeah.
And they have really great sound engineers there too. So we know it's going to sound really good.
Yeah. Man, Backyard on Bell has been doing some really, really cool stuff.
They've quickly become perhaps the best venue in town.
And
it's hard to say. But
I mean, it's big. You can fit a lot of people in there, and they're willing to take risks and do a lot of really diverse, eclectic stuff, and really give a hand up to a lot of artists. I just think it's super, super cool.
I agree.
You often see maybe the more you would see a lot more risk taking in something like a coffee shop or something like that, right? But you can fit like 13 people in there, right? With But for this, you could fit. I mean, you fit 1,000 people in there, no problem.
I think their capacity is over 1,500.
Yeah, that's freaking incredible. So it's going to be really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
So big shout out to Backyard on Bell. So you're going to be there all weekend. Let's talk about the new twist that's happening on Sunday this year.
Yeah. Okay, so Sunday is going to be devoted to world music. The first time we've ever done that, and it's just going to be super diverse. At 3 p.m. we start with the UNT African Percussion Ensemble.
Love it.
That's going to be great. And we have Sangeet Millennium Ensemble, which is sitar-driven
Cool.
South Asian fusion band.
Awesome.
I'm excited to see them. We have Leyline, which is an all-female multilingual band that's influenced from Latin America and Brazil and West Africa. And I saw them at the Denton Folk Festival, and they are incredible. So,
Really?
yes. So don't miss them. They're at 5 p.m. And we're going to close with a 10-piece mariachi band.
Love that.
We've got Zydeco in there somewhere. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and it's gonna be fun to celebrate all those different sounds. And I'm hoping the audience ends up being as diverse as the music.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I feel like really does capture, like I was saying before, it really kind of captures that essence of folk. It's community, it's diverse, it's a lot of different influences,
it's
all
cultural
coming together.
traditions.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting and going to be super cool. And so I'm really excited about the fest. I'm extremely excited about the Sunday thing. I think it's going to be super fun.
I am too, and the weather will be amazing.
Yeah, the weather's going to be amazing. And I mean, y'all's lineup for all 3 days is killer. And then to also have the kids' activities with Polly Maynard, because I mean, nobody does kids stuff like Polly Maynard does.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be really, really, really cool. Backyard on Bell's got great food. They've got great drinks. I mean, it's an awesome place. So so this event is being orchestrated and put on by the Denton Songwriters Guild.
Right.
We've talked about this several times on Denton Radio, but for anybody that's new, give us a quick rundown on the Denton Songwriters Guild.
Okay. The Denton Songwriters Guild is a local 501c3 nonprofit that's committed to musical education. Our slogan is we're here to facilitate the Dentonite pursuit and the art of songwriting through interactions with other songwriters.
Love that.
We generally have one meeting a month, a public meeting, and we'll draw on we'll take submissions and vote on a monthly prompt. And you have whatever this prompt is, you have a month to write a song based on that prompt. It's loose. There's no rules. You don't really have to use the phrase. If you write a song, that's the goal. We do vote on a winner, but you get a certificate and kudos. There's not a cash prize or anything.
I understand that. Yep.
And we also, we have like open discussions about music. We've talked about breaking through writer's block. We've talked about, how to write effective lyrics. A couple months ago, we were actually able to bring in a music lawyer from Texas A&M and to discuss music legality and business. And
That's pretty cool.
That was great, and I hope to do that again or several times, and even on a bigger scale.
And was this like copyright law, or was this like what was he specifically covering?
We talked. I mean, it was kind of broad. I mean, we basically it was a Q&A.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
Whatever they threw at him, he had an answer for. So
that's brilliant.
We talked about copyright and just promotional stuff in general and
licensing.
Yeah, licensing.
The whole shebang. Wow.
Yeah.
What an amazing resource for artists. I mean, super, super cool.
Yeah, I mean, I learned a lot.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like, people always say all the time, people will credit Denton's music scene to this or this or this or this. I feel like it's when those community things happen, when artists can get together and learn from other artists, and somebody goes, man, they play harmonica and that just took it to a whole nother level. I need to learn harmonica, and this person writes like this, and maybe I could try this. And that's when you really start to really foster a music industry.
Yeah, I really agree with that. That's something I've kind of focused on the last couple of years, because it's hard to be like in a competitive music scene and not view every other musician as your competitor.
Right.
And that's really not the case. You know,
Yeah.
It's so much more effective if you're allies. You know,
Yeah.
if you're supporting each other, not only by attending each other's shows, but sharing the knowledge that you have, or sharing the contacts that you have, or the experience that you have. You know, and it is a community effort. You know, if the better your music scene is, the better the experience will be for everyone.
Mm-hmm. The rising tide floats all ships kind of a thing.
That's right.
Well, and that's not the case everywhere. I hear this all the time from musicians and from craft beer places where everybody goes, oh, there's so many musicians in the area and there's so much craft beer. Everybody's got to be fun. And it's no, like everybody's trying to lift each other up and be in this thing together. You can go to other towns, though, and it's savagery. Like, you know, I mean, here somebody finds a paying gig and then they call their buddies and go, like, you need to get on this bill, too. Like, this is really cool. Versus in another town, like somebody finds a paying gig, they're keeping that to themselves. Like,
yeah,
you know? That's really special about this area.
Yeah, it's true. Just today I played a gig, and the guy who was running sound for me was like, "Hey man, I've sent you this contact for this booking agency that I think would be great for you. You should hit them up." I'm
That's so cool.
They've been great for me. You should hit them up. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
That's
Thank you.
Yeah, well, it's exciting, and I feel like I wanted to get the chance to just acknowledge you and the Denton Songwriters Guild and all of your team over there that has done so much for the local community, because we've had artist after artist after artist after artist that has come on and they'll perform or they'll talk about their favorite songs, and 9 times out of 10 I feel like they'll say, oh yeah, this was a prompt at the Denton Songwriters Guild. Yeah. And it's just so cool. Like, it's such a fun time.
I went to an open mic and like 7 people had a pirate song. How did that happen?
You're right. Because you guys have some out there prompts.
We have personal hygiene and
what are some of your favorites that you guys have had?
Oh man, you know, I've had some I hated that I got good songs out of.
Mm-hmm.
Like one was Original Thought is hard to have. I'm like, we're a writing group. We can't have that as our prompt.
Right.
That was what we voted on.
Hey,
so I got outvoted. I get outvoted a lot.
I understand. It happens. Well, fantastic, man.
I've been trying to get that taco prompt in there.
Yeah.
You know, I've had it drawn. Like I would come up with a different one, like Taco Paradise, or the last one I tried was I'd march through hell for a taco. And it came up, and I was like, this is it. This is going to be the one. We're writing a taco song. They were like, nah. I went with another one.
Come on, guys.
I think they flushed, because we draw 3 of the prompts and we vote on our favorite. But the first round of 3, we have a 4th option. If we don't like any of them, we can flush.
Okay.
Because we kept getting bad ones.
Yeah.
Not everybody comes up with good prompts.
I understand.
It's a challenge. So we came up with the flush option, but you can only do that once because we can't be there all night, you know. And, even with my taco prompt in there, they flushed. So
Man.
I was a little heartbroken, but
Ouch.
I can get over it.
Come on, Denton Songwriters Guild. Very cool, man. So last thing, that's not even true. I've got a couple more questions. Okay. So if somebody's brand new, they want to become a singer-songwriter, they already are, but they want to expand upon their skills. Is this something where you need to be an expert to join in with the Denton Songwriters Guild?
Not at all. We've had people who've never written a song be involved with the group and start writing, and we never charge a due. We talked about it in the beginning, like we have to charge a due to raise money, and I was like, guys, if somebody else started the Denton Songwriters Guild and they were charging a due, would you be a part of it? And they all were like, no, because we're all broke musicians. So
I understand.
No, we don't. We felt like if we charged a due, it would be closing out a lot of people. So. No due ever.
Okay.
It's open and free to the public. Anybody is able to attend, whether you're a songwriter or you just want to hear some music, you're welcome to attend. All you got to do is show up. Or
Very cool.
Send us a message if you want to know, or email us at dentonsongwriters@gmail.com. And
Love it.
Inform you of whatever you want to know.
Perfect. And then last thing on the fest, and then got one more final question. Festival this weekend.
Yeah.
You can find more information at
DentonFolkFestival.com, or you can find the Denton Folk Festival on Facebook, where there's an event.
Perfect. Now, then this last question, this is tradition here on this show, Meet the Musicians. So this is our version of marry one, kill one, something one. All right, this is write to or duet. All right, you got to pick 3 artists. They could be live, dead, famous, not famous. You got to write with one. You got to tour with one. You got to duet with one. They can be anybody. Who's it going to be?
Okay. All right.
First thing that pops into your mind.
Well, I was going to go with my favorite songwriter, Townes Van Zandt.
Okay.
To write with. Tour with. I would go right now, since they're alive and doing well. Jason Isbell.
Okay.
I love his stuff. And
awesome.
And then duet with. Everybody's done it, but Emmylou Harris.
Hey, perfect.
There's no better duet partner than Emmylou Harris.
Right. There we go. Well, guys, he was Matt Grigsby. Stick around, because we're going to come right back in a second for a live performance from him right here in the studio. Also, do not miss your opportunity to go to the Denton Folk Festival this weekend over at Backyard on Bell, just a couple of blocks that away. And it's going to be a really, really, really awesome time, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday right here in beautiful Denton, Texas. Thanks for coming by, Matt. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. We want to thank our partners and sponsors who made this show possible. And now stick around for a word from all of us here at Discover Denton. Do you love live music? If so, make Denton, Texas your next vacation. Find more information at discoverdenton.com.